Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the 4-Up Save podcast. This is going to be more of a pilot episode. We're going to try and, figure things out, see how things, fit and whatever. And I think it'd be good to start off with introductions. Anyone want to volunteer?
I got it.
I'll go.
Oh, rock, paper, scissors?
Go ahead.
Who knows? You go.
No, go for it. Okay. I was going to actually me waiting for the end probably would have been best because I have the most armies out of everyone.
Oh, fucking God.
But
This guy. Okay, a strong start.
Indeed. My name is Colin. I play all of the bullshit armies that no one likes to play against. That being Custodes, Necrons, T-Sons, Knights, and most recently Drukari.
Okay. I am Devin, hardcore Tyranids player. I play main Tyranids off Gene Stealer cults.
Exact opposite of me.
Yeah, it's a pretty big fan of the bugs, but I am also the resident knower of systems. I am in pretty much every mainline Warhammer system there is.
Mm-hmm.
40K.
There's me.
expensive, but sure.
Yes. 40K definitely is the better one.
All right, buddy.
Just saying. Well, hey, the sales speak for themselves.
You can start a heresy
Anyways.
podcast on your own.
Jared.
Yeah, you and I guess Victor.
Hugo hasn't finished introducing himself.
My name is Hugo, as Jared so kindly said. And maybe I'll have the cat box in the little images or something. I don't know. But my name's Hugo. I play Grey Knights mostly. Grey Knights are the best. I love them.
Cool.
They're super cool. Yeah, I have a lot of
Incorrect.
haters. The viewers will find this out soon enough. The haters are trying to sabotage me at every step. But I have Grey Knights, my main army. Right now, I'm playing a lot more Eldar. I like Eldar a lot. And despite that, my first faction was actually the Votan, but I only have around 1,000 points. I'll collect more at some point. But right now, Grey Knights, Eldar. I like tricky shenanigans, thinking, and yeah.
Well, save the best for last, right?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
My name is Jared. I am what you might call a melee-addicted fiend. I play Space Wolves, World Eaters, sometimes Orcs, although technically I don't actually own Orcs. And I do play Salamanders, but I don't actually play them. I just own them because I like painting them.
Yeah, he is the best
The opposite
at
of thinking
painting.
hard.
He is the.
Oh, 100%. I think he's also the best at 40k out of all of us, too, so...
Well, that's we'll get into that in maybe at a different time, but I think that is mostly just because I only play World Eaters.
There is such a thing
Maybe.
as knowing how you like to play and doing it well, so...
Yeah, you know what?
Indeed.
I think it was Jackie Chan who said this. Fear
was
not
Bruce
the man
Lee.
who practiced 10,000 kicks. Fear the man
That
who
quote is
practiced
Bruce
one
Lee.
kick. 10,000.
Not Jackie Chan.
Tomato.
Okay. Okay, I
Tomato,
fucking
they're both
hate
in.
that you say that, Devin. You say tomato. It's tomato.
Tomato,
That-
tomato.
that
Tomato,
it's,
tomato.
similar, but you.
All right.
You
Potato,
completely.
potato.
Guys,
Okay.
Guys.
Hugo, cut that out.
Yeah, Hugo, cut that out.
Jamie.
If we just say Hugo cut it out, he has to cut it out.
Yeah, he
right?
has to.
Ugh.
All right,
Yeah.
Colin, you want to lead us into the next, into what we're actually doing in this intro
The-
episode?
Yeah, you can
The
explain
topic-
what it is that we're doing.
The topic for this pilot episode is it's a good thing that we're doing it right now because I think we're just barely on the tail end of when this will still be a relevant topic. But the Knights Codex was just fully released, but it has not seen an incredible amount of use out there in the wild. I think 2 big events have happened since it was released. The 2 of the largest events in the world, to be fair, LGT and LVO. And the Knights represented there was the first time that we really got to see what are the best players in the world cooking up with the Knights Codex. So I thought it would be fun to have my 3 co-hosts here who don't have a lot of Knight experience, both playing against or as, to go through the book, doing it raw, doing it live, figuring out what looks cool, what looks fun, what kind of list they would want to play, and either making a list that just seems interesting or trying to make a prediction, a shot at what the meta for Knights might look like in the future, while I go ahead and actually look for real well-performing top player created knight lists so we can see how they do at judging the meta.
Would you guys mind all too terribly if I started us off? I do really
We're very
love my
excited,
list.
so go for it.
So
I mean, I
Yes,
like
the
mine,
the
but
list
I will let
that
you go first.
Devin has spent eons crafting.
I put it together
meticulously
roughly 20
perfecting.
minutes ago, and I am in love with it.
10,000
Yeah.
years of crafting.
Forging in the mines.
Anyways.
Well, if you're so excited, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was taking a gander through the detachments because, like, Knights Codex came out. I don't play Knights. If I play a Knights player, they'll tell me what it does, yada, yada, yada. I had no idea what any of them did. So I was looking through it, and I was...
How many times have you actually played against knights in the index? Just, I'm curious.
Once at that GT we went to.
One time. Yeah.
I have not played
think
against
the,
Knights.
The experience is about.
Oh,
yeah, the experience
twice.
is about the same.
I also
as the
played
last, right?
against one down at Mystic Forge. Nope, not Mystic Forge. I played against Knights twice.
Naples,
But, anyways, I was scrolling through the book, and I was just glancing over rules. I'm like, okay, this one does something with bondsman, and then I see, give all Armigers battle line. Okay, what can I do with this? That my first thought was, can I fit 12 of 2 separate data sheets into this list? And so I threw that in.
Well, Chaos Knights are doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I
so
know.
I'm
Like,
sure
it worked for them, so why can't it work for the Imperials now? So I did that, and then I actually read the detachment, and you get to do 3 bondsman abilities. I'm like, okay. So I dropped some of those, and I looked through, and Colin, you helped me out with one of these, the Cerastus Knight Castigator. If I pull up this data sheet right here, its bondsman ability gives ranged weapons sus 1 and an improved AP of 1. So it's like, okay, so with my 4 Helvrins, maybe AP 2 sustained hits, damage 3 autocannons would be funny. And then I also saw the Knight Defender, that new data sheet, so I figured, why not throw it in there? Its bondsman ability is actually pretty good. It's -1 damage now for 3 separate knights, which is probably pretty good for the 3 knights in the front. And then it can also take the knights in the back and give them a 4-up invuln. And so it's just...
You're saying the Knight Defender can take a lot of baby knights?
Yeah, pretty much. The main...
Bunch of angry mamas.
Okay.
The main goal of this list is to throw... What are they called? Armiger Warglaives. Throw 4 Armiger Warglaives at the opponent, 3 of them being bondsmen by the Knight Defender for -1 damage. And then have 3 or 4 Armiger Helvrins, 3 of which getting the extra AP and sustained hits from the Cerastus, and making them kill things because they have AP 2, 8 damage, 3 autocannons with sustained hits. Those are going to destroy stuff. Like, what stands up to -1 damage knights and AP 2 autocannons? I mean, maybe Death Guard, but...
Yeah, so someone in a Custodes Discord that I'm in posited basically the same list that you just came up with and said, how do we as Custodes, like asking the group, play against this? And nearly simultaneously, like within 20 seconds, myself and 2 other people in the Discord said, you get lucky or lose. It's a powerful list for sure.
Custodies always have 4
Yeah, that
invulns.
-1 damage is...
You make your invols. That's the only way.
AP 2 doesn't matter if you have 4 invulns, baby.
Exactly. It's better than AP 1 against 2-up saves, though.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ugh.
Just
We'll cut
the
that
thought
out.
of playing a knight army is killing me.
Yeah. Sorry, it's like...
The thought of playing something that's not fleshy. is
Yeah,
affecting
something
me.
that's made of metal, like
Yeah.
you.
It's just horrible.
But yeah, a great list that you thought was looked very funny on paper, but it's actually probably going to turn out to be a meta list. And we'll talk more about that though
When we get to your
when we get to
section.
mine. But how would you guys feel playing into Devin's list? Oh, well, actually, first of all, like give us like the full rundown of the list.
Yeah, what are
Oh,
all
I
the
didn't
units
actually
that
put
are-
war gear on there. I just threw data sheets in there.
Fair
Here, hold on.
enough.
Let me
Well,
glance through
Some
these
knights, there's
data
not really
sheets.
much war gear.
I was gonna say, main thing was
Yeah.
that I looked through the strats, and there's this one strat, Exemplar's Wisdom. You can select either an Armiger or a Knight, and then select as many Armigers that are affected by their bondsman ability, and you increase the AP of the ranged attacks by 1. So now you get AP 3 damage 3 sustained hits autocannons on all of the Helvrams. As well as that, the martial tuition enhancement on the Knight Defender, meaning you can counter offensive with a armature that you bondsman for free. So a free interrupt with a Warglaive. And AP 3 damage 3 sustained hits autocannons that will also reroll hit rolls of 1 with another enhancement.
The AP3 is actually huge because assuming cover, right, AP2 goes down to AP1. So AP3 goes down to AP2 is huge for keeping things like Custodes at the end.
Especially since I can give that to all three of the ones that have the extra AP at the same time. Like, I think you're just gone. Like, hold on, how many attacks do these guys get? They have 2 autocannons at 4.
8
attacks on 3s, rerolling ones with sustained hits, strength 9, AP 3, damage 3. And then they also suppress every unit they hit with a Meltagun and a Stubber. Nope, just a Meltagun. Never
Is
mind.
the suppression shooting only, or does it...
Anytime you hit with an autocannon, you choose one unit and they get minus
but
1.
is the unit suppressed in that unit's shooting or fight phase?
Each time that model makes an attack.
Okay, so you can make Custodes hit on threes in their next turn when the Custodes are trying to get through the Warglaives that are standing in between them and the Helverins. They're going to be hitting on 3s, and then they're going to be damage 1.
I don't know if I've said this, but I played against Colin a lot when he played a lot of Custodes. So I think I might subconsciously always counter-build Custodes because of the multiple tens of games I played against him.
You built the perfect Custodes. I think you built probably the worst build for Knights for Custodes. I think plenty of the other detachments Custodes has a lot of play into. Custodes are extremely elite, but do a lot of damage, so they really like playing against other elite armies where they can focus their damage output. Like, my 1 brick of Custodes kills your 1 big unit. But when you start to throw in the Armigers in there, and then you actually make the Armigers way tougher and killier than they default are, because really they're not that tough or killy on the default with just their base profiles. So it's absolutely killer for me. So yeah, no, I really believe that you have some sort of like deep-seated Custodes hatred in your heart.
Maybe that can be some custom lore for my Hive fleet.
Yeah, something like that. Your Hive fleet are just like adorned with little bits of golden armor from all the Custodes baby.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Anyways.
So is there anything else on the list other than the 2 bigs and you said...
No, it is 2 bigs, each with an enhancement, 4 Helvrins, and 4 Warglaives for 1975 points. That's the entire list.
Yep, that'll do it.
It's a very simple idea. I put no thought into this. I thought what would be funny? As many Armigers as physically possible with really funny bondsman abilities.
I've got one suggestion. Just the one. Okay, instead of having the 4th Helverin that can't benefit from the bondsman, obviously it's redundancy, like it's not a bad thing to have in the list, but instead of that you could put in an immolator from Imperial agents allies. The immolator shoots something and strips cover.
So I can bring 2 up save land raiders to 5 up saves on my autocannons.
5 up saves in cover.
I don't want to touch Imperial agents though. I don't want to go near that.
No, it's. I don't actually.
Sisters of
it's
Battle.
not necessarily.
Yeah,
Sisters
I guess if you insist.
It's not. I don't actually think it's that good because anything that you need to be bringing to a 5-up save in cover, you're going to be winning on 5s with Strength 9 autocannons. Like those autocannons are trying to hunt elite infantry, and you don't need AP3 ignore cover to kill elite infantry. AP3 is good enough. But yeah, still a great list.
I'm now realizing I can put Armigers back into reserves.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Can you guys guess what this list
All
is
big
going
knights.
to be like?
All big knights with melee. All big knights with melee.
Hang on. Not the guy who plays World Eaters and Space Wolves. I think you're going to be doing the detachment where you draw a line across the battlefield and you stand on it. When you shoot, you get sustained hits 1. And you're going to
for sure. I'm doing the shooting defensive line detachment. No, okay. So
but don't
let me introduce you to this list. This list is called Melee Imperial Knights in my Warhammer app. We are taking Questoris Companions, the detachment that lets you continue to benefit from your deeds even after you complete them, so you can have multiple active at a time.
That's the big knight detachment, as far as I
It
understand.
is, yes. But we're not just taking big knights. We are just taking as much melee as possible. Mostly this detachment actually took for the stratagems. But let's go through the list first. In the characters category, we have Canis Rex as the warlord. Mostly just because he has Freedom's Hand for the, what's that, flat 9 damage in melee?
Yep.
Yes, flat 9.
No more
Just
crit
'cause-
fives.
No more crit 5s. Oh well, who cares? Flat 9 damage in melee is funny. And then followed up by 2 Zerastus Knight Lancers, 4 up invols all the time, and the other best melee knight. One of them has the enhancement for the Pennant of Silver Fury, which is once per game, sustained hits 2 in melee.
Ooh.
Oh, good. Now he's like Canis.
Yes, he is like Canis. So those are our 3 bigs. Canis, two Lancers.
Do you guys remember when they were like how recently they've taken sustained hits 2 out of a lot of the codexes, right?
Yeah.
Like they gave it to orcs and then immediately pulled that back because it was too
I'm
crazy.
getting-
And then immediately after that, they took sustained hits 2 out of Kauyon, because they were like, oh, sustained hits 2 must be too good, even though we've left sustained hits 2 in Tau for 2 years at this point.
It's giving me
And
4
then
up, feel
they
no
give
pain
it-
on Aberrant's vibes. Rest in peace.
Yeah, and now they give sustain. So they're like, okay, sustained hits 2 clearly. It can't be good for the game. The Votan Codex and the Knights Codex both have like multiple instances of it.
Well,
Crazy.
because they were written before they decided to make that change,
Yeah, we'll
and
see
then
if
they
those
were like,
last.
"Oh well."
We'll see if that lasts.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
The Byzantine
So-
bureaucracy behind the codex.
The rest of the list is 2 Armiger Helverins to have a little bit of shooting. They don't really get any support, but I don't really care either. If I could take more Warglaves in this detachment, I would take more Warglaves. I then have 3 Armiger Warglaves. 2 of them will be getting the Bondsman for advance in charge from the Lancers, and then the third will have advance in charge from the Strat in the detachment. So 3 advance in charging Warglaves, followed by 2 potentially advance in charging Lancers, one with sustain 2, followed by Canis. And then we have a allied-in Navigator with 12-inch deep strike denial to hold the home. And that's the list. It is 1995 points.
So just to be clear, the strat actually only lets Titanic units advance in charge.
Oh,
Titanic only.
I must. Oh well. Well, the
Well,
other.
okay. So you'll have one Lancer that advances and charges, flanked by his 2 Warglaves.
Flanked by
that are
his 2
advancing in charge.
Warglaves that advance in charge. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. It says Titanic. Well, I made this list a week ago.
Yeah,
so
all the strats only target Titanic. That's why
Yep.
it's a big knight detachment. Did you put any enhancements on it? Because the enhancements are very strange. It's a very unique way of doing enhancements.
I put on. Well, it's just all the enhancements you can only use once per game, but they have a new type of wording to make it a little clearer with the once per game stuff.
Yeah, you can use them once per game, and then if you fulfill your oath from your army roll, you get to use them again.
Yeah.
Enhancements re-rack. So that once per game sustained hits 2, if you fulfill your oath, and I don't know if you guys have actually read thoroughly through their army roll, that is incredibly easy
Super
to do.
easy.
You just get sustained hits 2 again, so it's not really once per game.
Well,
But just like the Chaos Knights Big Knight detachment, they created a unique new way of doing enhancements, which is pretty interesting.
So
Well,
is
that's
that
the list.
all right? So I guess I'm up next. Well, obviously I'm the last one. Well, Colin, did you make a list as well, or?
I have a couple, but mine are ones that
Okay.
I've pulled from around the internet that are like what people are beginning to take to tournaments, and like where the meta is going for the Chaos Knights for the Imperial Knights Codex. So mine's not. I didn't do anything too creative on my own. So you guys give your creative list, your list that you created first.
Well-
and then I'll sort of try to compare them to what is approaching in the meta.
Well, mine certainly can be described as creative. It has in total 5 units.
Oh.
pardon.
It is exactly 2,000 points, but no enhancements. And similar to Devin, I did it 20 minutes before we were going to record, but I did it a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, I think. We were going to record this whole episode like 2 weeks ago, but then we ended up like not working out. But 20 minutes before I thought we were going to record, I made this list, and I haven't touched it since. So the detachment is Valor Strike Lance, which is the one that gives your Imperial Knights models assault whenever they advance, which is, pretty nice on big models. So I have the Knight Preceptor, Twin Icarus Autocannon, Questoris Heavy Stubber, Reaper Chainsword. And then I have one Acastus Knight Porphyrion. Is that how it's
Oh
pronounced?
no.
Porphyrion?
Yep, the Porphyry. The
Okay.
Porphyry.
Yeah, Porphy.
I don't
Sure,
even know
we'll
what
go with
that
that.
is.
That's
Yeah, I need to pull up its
two
data
las
sheet. Jesus.
cannons, and
You,
it
wait,
is
you have not-
700
you haven't seen a
points.
Porphyry?
What?
it is
700
700
points?
points.
It is under the vehicle category in the Imperial Knights
P13,
Codex,
2
whereas
up,
everything
5 up,
else is-
30 wounds? Jesus.
And then
just-
we have another one.
Go look up an image of it next to. Look up an image of it next to another knight.
Lee,
Yes. So
What?
I have two Acastus.
$710.
Ow. Good lord.
So I have two
Look at
Acastus
the image
Knights,
next to it.
Porphies, I'll call them that. One has two las cannons and a Helios defense missiles. The other has two Acastus autocannons and Acastus Ironstorm missile pod. And then we have Inquisitor Greyfax leading
And they
an
both have
11.
the magma las cannon, right?
Does it not?
Yeah,
Where's the
it just
magma?
automatically comes with it. They always
yeah,
have
they
it.
just
Oh,
all-
yeah, it does.
I'll just always have
yeah.
those.
Twin Magna las cannon.
That's the crazy weapon. on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And then there's Inquisitor Greyfax leading 11 Vigilant man squad, and then another 11-man Vigilant squad. And the name I gave this list is Twin Towers and Lesbian Mayor. So that is my
Twin Towers
list.
and lesbian affair.
yeah, that is my
Not,
list.
not everyone will
Um,
get that reference, but I do.
All right. I don't either.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Uh,
Nah, no lore heads here.
Okay, buddy.
yeah, these guys.
Maybe try making a better list name next time.
No, that is
What? This is a great.
I don't know if
name.
my vote counts for anything, but I'm gonna vote that is the best list.
Oh, I know. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Two 700.
Two
point
Acastus Knight Porphyrions.
And they get assault. They get to advance
They get
and
assault.
assault.
Yeah, but don't they wanna
They're
stand
mighty.
still?
mighty 8-inch move.
Wait, they only have an
so
8-inch
these-
move? What the
these-
hell?
Yeah, so these knights don't have bases. Each one of their feet is the size of a regular knight's base.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Go, like seriously, go look up
Look
an
up
image
one.
of
Wait,
them next to
where
it.
is mini compare?
No,
So
take it.
Hugo, you are going to buy two of these, right, to run this.
Of
So
course.
where's that
Where's that
$1,420 gonna come from?
Drug
And then I still need to buy the Knight Preceptor and Greyfax.
Oh,
with
yeah, of
two
course.
Vigilant squads. But hey,
need to
5
buy-
units. I think
Warhammer
that's
should
pretty
make
good.
like a lesbian combo box where you get Greyfax and you get
Greyfax and Saint Celestine.
and
That'd be
Celestine.
perfect.
Yeah, you get the new
Mm.
box. That's the new Imperial. That's the new Imperial Agents box.
It's
set
like that
for-
one,
for Christmas.
yeah, the Imperial Guard set where it's like 5 female, like guard characters that are supposed to be run as a squad, but you can also just use them individually as like separate, like a commissar or an
Yeah,
officer or whatever.
yeah.
Wow. I didn't
But
know
yeah,
that was a thing.
what do you think this could be a pretty meta?
I
Completely
think
competitively viable.
You grabbed what I think is probably the best detachment in the book, or at least what the majority of people have gravitated towards competitively, and you went and made the list the most wild, crazy, off-meta, the furthest away from a competitive list possible.
But it's big nights.
Hold on, wait.
Alright.
I have a screenshot of mini compare that I am sending into the chat. Hold on.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we could send these images in.
Look at that.
Oh no, Canis looks so small.
Like,
So
if
you
we,
know that,
I want
you
to
know
put a
that
Beyblade
list
here.
that
Hold
was
on.
like yeah. So
Mhm.
you know that list that was like Canis walking the dogs, where you took Canis and 11 armigers, right? You can
Mhm.
do a Porphyrion walking the Questoris Knights. Like you can have one Porphyrion in that.
Do an
I believe
apocalypse
you can
game.
fit. Yeah, I believe you can fit a what is it? You can fit a Porphyrion and 4 Questoris Knights in.
What
You
the
get the cheapest
hell?
ones.
Probably.
I think you. No. It'll probably only be 3, but I think you can fit 1 Porphyrion, 3 Questoris, and 1 Warglaive, 1 Armiger. That should be a legal list. If you take like the cheapest Questoris Knights, obviously not like Canis or Defender. If you take the cheapest ones, you might be able to fit. them.
Wait, can a
Regardless,
list
it's
be
just,
two Porphyrions and Canis?
That is what Hugo's list is.
Well, but instead
Like,
of
with
Canis,
the
I have a Knight
Preceptor
Preceptor.
instead,
But you can replace that and a Vigilant
If
Squad.
you dropped some of the
for,
chaff.
Yeah,
and
chaff is
stay
for losing
contained, yeah.
3 model army.
Absolutely. No, you can still fit more models in after that.
I want a 3 model. Wait.
Like,
Oh no, it's just
Well,
it's
then-
2100
well, then
to fit
just-
3 of these in here. Hold on, what's the other vehicle knight?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already tried that.
God damn.
I already
So-
tried that.
So
The
legitimately,
immediacy.
the Porphyrion has been seen in tournaments, not serious ones, but like people win games with them. I know there were like 3 at LGT.
Oh god.
Like 3 separate people went, I'm gonna run a Porphyrion.
All right, Jared, when's that Corn Lord of Skulls coming out?
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you want to put the Corn Lord of Skulls up on mini compare,
It's tiny. Yeah, here I'll. But that's the biggest thing that your army
we
has.
should get a-
because
the biggest model I own and the biggest thing I can run. I mean, I guess
Other than Chaos
I can
Knights,
run
but that
Chaos
doesn't-
Knights allied in. But honestly, like the Corn Lord of Skulls is as big as a Chaos Knight. It's just shorter than
Don't
like
the
one of
Chaos Knights
Cerastus
have
ones.
Porphyrians as well?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah, I
Porphyrion
guess
is just a
there are.
generic
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
goes in.
So
I can run a
Jared.
Chaos Knight Porphyrion. But it doesn't have any
$710?
melee. It doesn't have any melee, so I wouldn't run it in World Eaters.
I guess.
There's no reason. It's stupid.
When,
That's just
in
700 points less
2037,
of 8-bound.
yeah, when in
It's
2037,
like 2
when I
full
get
Engrons.
my Night Lord's army, I'll make sure to run a Chaos.
I don't know if you guys have
Porphyrion.
seen LGT boards.
No, I haven't.
LGT terrain, how they look. It is so incredibly open. You think about how the night towering rules work
Ooh.
and putting a Porphyrion there. A Porphyrion can legitimately move around those boards unobstructed. On GW terrain, it's
Yeah.
never leaving your deployment zone. Right? On LGT terrain, it legitimately can see cross map.
I saw it and I had like shivers ran down my spine.
When you saw LGT
Well,
terrain,
yeah.
as a World
It was
Leaders
bad.
player, it's rough.
Well,
it looks weird.
if you live in Britain, that's also its own problem. So maybe you go to LVO instead. Maybe instead of
Hey,
going
but
to
they get
silly
the
Britain,
cheapest-
you go
they get
to
the
like
cheapest
the
Warhammer
gambling
mod.
capital of at least the U.S.
They get the cheapest Warhammer over there.
I'm sure
the
Vegas
Brits.
is probably the
So-
gambling capital of the world.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
They,
hey,
the-
if it's big
Not
in
on
America,
topic,
it's
but-
big in the world. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Oh
It's
man.
so true. Oh, yeah.
American, what's it called?
Well,
American, shit, what's it called? American, like, we're better than everyone
Supremacy?
else. Ism.
Pride? Patriotism?
No, there's this
All right,
specific,
Hugo.
there's a specific
Okay,
word.
topic
America-
back
Yes,
to
Colin.
Knights.
Let's
I
see. Let's see
need-
these medalists.
Hugo, cut that out. Hugo, cut that out.
Jamie,
Cut
can
that
we
out.
pull up a mini compare?
yeah, exactly. No, Hugo, you
Where's
better
the
be pulling up
size
this mini
comparison
compare and putting it on
banana?
the screen.
What?
Yeah, can we get a banana?
Wait,
for
hold on. Let me check. Let me check if it's
Exceptionalism.
banana in here. Hold on.
The word I
I
was
want-
looking
I want
for
a
is
legitimate
American exceptionalism. That is what I meant.
It was too big of a word for you to remember. Okay, so
So while Devin
Let's
tries
see,
to do
what
some
are we going
research,
for?
how about
No, there's
Colin,
no
show
banana
us
in
the
mini
research
compare,
you've already
unfortunately.
done?
I'm sorry.
all right, so for the War Dogs, not War Dogs, Armigers detachment. One of the lists that I had prepared is literally what Devin ran, or what Devin suggested.
Really?
I've seen some people going and taking, like that list. I have seen multiple people put battle reports on at GTs. Like people are running that
Jesus.
list. Sometimes with more ally packages, like they'll drop 1 or 2 of the dogs for like a Calidus assassin here, maybe a navigator or a minister and priest to hold the home, something like that. But in general, yeah, I've seen a lot of that. One variation that I have seen as well is instead of the Cerastus Knight, what is it, the Castigator, running the Warden instead. The Warden was the knight that used to give out -1 damage before the Defender got that ability. Now it gives out sustained hits 1 and ignores cover. So very similar to the Castigator, but the Warden is cheaper. So because it's not a Cerastus Knight, it's a Questoris Knight, that same chassis as the Defender Arcanus Rex, that size. So they're a bit cheaper. So I've seen that one, and then that lets you take, you know, another armiger or another package of allies. That's the only difference there for the armiger detachment. You kind of hit the nail on the head with that one. I look at that detachment, the armiger one, and to me that's the scariest, specifically into the armies that I play. But I know a lot of Knights players really are just still trying to run as many bigs as possible. So I wonder how popular the armiger detachment is going to be. I think it's going to be very competitive, but I think it might not be as popular as the others. Which is fair. I feel the same way about my Chaos Knights.
I mean, hear me out. I'm armiging it. And that's as simple as it needs to get.
That is not a valid argument for...
I think it's a valid argument.
We're cutting
I
it.
could also say I'm bigging it.
I'm bigging it. I'm questoring it.
Yep.
The shit's getting expunged.
Hell no, man.
Hugo, make sure to include my my mini compare.
These mini compare images are hilarious. I also made the same mistake. I threw in Legions Imperialis instead of normal. I'm like, why is Canis Rex 3 times the size of this knight?
Lore accurate Corn Lord of Skulls.
So the next list that I wanted to go over was a really, really interesting one where I was very happy that Hugo brought up the Questoris Companions detachment, because as far as I can tell from online discussion... Oh, no, sorry, that was Jared who brought that one up. Yes. The Questoris Companions is definitely the most overlooked detachment, the least popular one, at least when it comes to competitive viability. However, I was able to find someone who went 4-on-1 with it at a 100-player GT, I believe in the Midwest. Now, I could not find his list specifically. I did reach out to him, he didn't get back to me. I was only able to see the picture that he posted of his army on parade. But this was the only example of Questoris Companions doing exceptionally well at an event I could find. So I'm still going to err on the side of this is probably not the best detachment they can field. But it's Knights, and Knights are going to be viable just based on their data sheets alone, to be honest. So you can even run them in the detachment that's deemed as the not quite as good. So I'm not sure what the enhancements might be, if there are any, but I can look at the list itself. There are 2 Lancers, 1 Atropos, 1, I believe it is Crusader. It's the double gun knight that has a Melta and a Gatling cannon, 2 Warglaves, and then 1 Calidus Assassin. So the strat suite in this detachment is just excellent for big knights. If you want to play a normal game of Warhammer, though, you can't quite take 5 big knights. You can fit 5 in a list, but it's just you can't play passive at that point. There's really one game plan, and you're really locked into. It's really bad for your bad matchups. So the Calidus Assassin and the Warglaves, I'm sure, help with that. And then, 2 Lancers and an Atropos is just such a brutal amount of durability, because the Atropos has a 5-up invul all the time, and the Lancers have the 4-up invul all the time. And they're just running at you with advance and charge. With one of them getting advance and charge in this detachment, it's pretty crazy. So this list is just going to stat check you based on data sheets alone. The Lancer is often considered as not the best knight in both Chaos and Imperial, but it's still just a 28 wounds at a 4-up invul. Like, the actual data sheet itself can be kind of mid. It has some problems with being tagged by like 10 guardsmen, because it only has 10 attacks on the sweep, so you roll a single 1 between hitting or wounding and you don't kill 10 guardsmen, so then you're tagged in combat. But this detachment also has fallback and charge. Like, it kind of has pretty good tools to run big knights in, so I'm sure it won't be the most popular one. I think it'll actually probably be the least popular detachment, but I'm very glad Jared brought it up, because it's this list is not exactly what you suggested, but it's like there's 2 Lancers in it, right? So
It's similar.
It's similar. 2 Lancers, some more Glaives, similar enough. And it's definitely melee focused, so I just thought that was a cool one to bring up. I did have another Questoris Companions list, and this one was 5 big knights. So there are people still doing this. It's really close to my heart because my favorite detachment is Lords of Dread, which is the big knight detachment in Chaos Knights. My favorite one of the Chaos Knights detachments. So the big knights are close to my heart. This list was Canis Rex, a Lancer with the Sustained Hits 2 enhancement, a Gallant. Gallant is the, I believe that's Chainsword and Gatling Gun. I might be wrong on that one. And then there's the Paladin, which is the full melee knight, the Questoris full melee knight, and then a Castellan, which is the Dominus class knight. So the really the big double gun one with all the turrets up top. So there are people doing well with the big knight detachment, just like Lord. It was a similar thing where Lords of Dread was the big thing people were talking about when the Chaos Knights Codex came out, because people were like, "Holy shit, 5 big knights, that's crazy." But now that's definitely simmered down in for a more balanced playstyle, and I think the same thing is going to happen to Imperial Knights. And so I'll quit yapping really soon. Just one more list I want to go over. This is the list that just went almost all the way in LVO. It was best in faction at LVO. I know we got into the top 16. I think he just barely didn't make it into the top 8. And this is Brian Jones, probably the best Knights player in the world. Is that fair? Best Imperial Knights player in the world? Definitely one of the best, and definitely the one that I know the most of because he is from Art of War, which is local to our region here of Southwest Florida, or South Florida. So Brian Jones from Art of War, Imperial Knights player. His list is running Valor Strike. This is the detachment that I've seen the most of. It's the detachment that everyone was complaining about and screaming about when it was leaked because of how crazy some of the stratagems were. I don't know if you guys remember that saga. The whole craze about Valor Strike with their
the whole
moving into your deployment zone turn
I saw
one. Like
one
every single
screenshot of
moving
it that
deployment
you
zone.
sent, and that's about it. Like I said, I don't keep up with Knights.
Fair enough. No, this was on like all of the Warhammer podcasts, competitive podcast. Every single Discord server that talks about Warhammer was up in arms over this detachment because so the detachment rule, like Hugo explained when he created his list, or when he showed off his list, is assault on knights. So d6 extra inches and then they shoot. And then the army rule can give you a base plus 1 to advance, and plus 2 to move and plus 1 to advance. Yeah. So now you've got an extra 3 inches of movement plus d6, and then there was a stratagem 2 CP, which you could do turn 1 because of Canis with his free strat that targeted 3 big knights and gave them all plus 2 to move and plus 1 to advance. So now you're at plus 6 plus d6 extra inches of movement, and you're getting to absolutely crazy levels of turn 1 movement, especially on something like an Atropos that is the shooty big knight that moves 12 base, and the movement was ridiculous. Add in towering onto that, but the detachment got pre-nerfed, so GW knows that we're looking at their leaks and heard all of the screaming and all the yelling and all the crying, and said, okay, we're going to pre-nerf this detachment before the book even releases. So they still have the detachment rule is still great. Assault on all your knights. I every single time I have the enhancement available to me in Chaos Knights, it lets one of my knights do that, and I take it. It's great. And then the strats are still incredible, and maybe I'll go over them. But his list was a Castellan with the enhancement to ignore cover. Castellan is a big knight that shoots with a Volcano Lance and a Plasma Decimator. So that's a whole bunch of damage 3 shots and then a big d6 plus 8 shots on the other arm. Big shooty knight that sits in your deployment zone. And the enhancements in this detachment give another big knight, not the one that the enhancement is on, an ability. So like you have your knight with an enhancement, it picks a knight within 12 inches to give that benefit to. So the Castellan gives out ignores cover to another knight. Probably the Crusader, because the Crusader has a Gatling cannon that really likes ignore cover. The Crusader has an enhancement that gives stealth to 1 unit, probably the Atropos, because the Atropos is already the tankiest knight in the list. And the Atropos has an enhancement that gives out a repair, that gives out a D3 heal. And that'll probably go on either on the Crusader, which the Atropos is running with. So there's 3 big knights, but they all synergize with each other, giving each other buffs. It's a really cool list. Brian Jones is also a very unique Knights player. He runs a style that most of the Knights players don't run. That part I expect to see in a lot of Valor Strike lists. That suite of big Knights. But then Brian Jones is very peculiar in that he takes only 2 Armigers, 1 Hover and 1 Warglaive, and then 2 Immolators, which are the Sisters transports you get from Imperial Agents, a Battle Sister Squad, which is a 10 girl strong unit that splits into 2 5s and goes in either of the Immolators, and then a Calidus Assassin. So even while only taking 3 big knights, he's only taking 5 total knights. Most other people with 3 big knights would take more armigers. Yeah, he takes a lot of allies. So that's me done yapping, and that's all of my lists. So I think I can give you guys a final verdict on how.
Yeah, give us a.
You should give us a rating.
How well you did.
Yes,
Yeah. So are we gonna do this like grading scale, like school grading scale, like A through D, or are we gonna do this 1 through 10?
I think I'll just come up with it on the fly.
As long as it's all uniform, I don't care.
Devin, I classify you as sweaty nerd meta chaser. How dare
What?
you?
I even called the list. I'm armaging it.
Jared, I rate your list as based. The game should have no guns. It should be melee only.
Oh, for sure.
Hugo, I rate your list as
Best for last,
the
right?
best one. You get a star, like a little golden star.
You get a star for your.
I can't believe this.
You guys like that
Good
rating
job.
system?
No.
2 thumbs up.
I think
You
me
get
and
2
Jared
thumbs
are
up
big
and a
fans.
cookie.
Why do you gotta?
I'm happy with you.
I'm not. I got a bad one.
But you gotta do them like that though.
Devin made the list that counters custodians.
technically,
therefore
Devin-
I hate
is the
custodians.
most.
That means you made the best one.
Okay, Devin made the best list in terms of that it was the closest to a competitive list. Hugo got the detachment right in terms of what's probably going to be the best detachment. Got the units pretty wrong.
What is?
On
Tell
purpose.
me what could possibly be wrong with 5 units in an army.
That 1,400 points of them are 2 models.
I play custodians. I play the game with 5 units. That's actually not crazy for me. There's a
not
lot of
ridiculous to say that.
models
It's
in
not
those 5.
ridiculous.
There's a lot of models, but it's 5 units. So, and then Devin got Devin definitely got the closest in terms of an actual competitive detachment, as in literally I've seen very good Knights players post that exact same list. And then Jared, off-meta detachment and off-meta units, but like clearly there's some amount of sauce to 2 Lancers in the detachment where Lancers can advance and charge. Like there is something there, right? You can't look at that and say that it's bad. So I'd say you all did well again, except for Devin.
Fuck you.
Wow.
I hate custodians.
Next time Devin comes over for a game, he's also bringing a numerous array of weapons.
No, I'm
gonna
going
answer
to.
the door, and I'm
My
just
jaw will
gonna hear
drop to the floor, and I will get roughly 200 pounds worth of calories in German man directly ingested into my stomach.
Bro is going to turn
Wait,
into
200
a bio
calories?
into a Termagon.
You're saying Colin is only 200
200
calories?
200 pounds worth of calories.
200 pounds.
Oh.
How many
I'm
calories?
stupid.
How many calories are the average human man?
Isn't it like 100,000?
In the average
It's a lot.
human man.
Yeah, humans are very high calories.
Okay, Google AI.
Of course,
please generate
of course
an
the
answer.
Tyranid player.
13,350 calories is the average.
Devin, I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta have a cheat day, you know.
Detour.
You win some, you lose
Day,
some.
yeah.
How many calories are in GW plastic? Do you think they include that?
None.
Do they have nutrition facts in the back of their boxes?
There are no calories in it. You can't.
Can I turn on
digest it.
Tyranid Vision and it starts giving me like caloric information on all models in 40K?
No, like you're trying to be
It's
on
like
you're trying to be healthy, you're
VAT
trying to be on a
scan.
diet, but luckily you can still continue eating your opponent's models as a Tyranids player to consume biomass. Calories involved.
Listen,
Wait, how many
If you do
calories
the
do you say for
consumption,
the whole person?
13,350.
No, that's
That-
for just the thigh.
13,000.
For the body, it's between 125 to 144,000.
I looked
I'll
up.
say
I
13,000
I looked it
sounded
up
low.
and I waited for the Google AI summary, and that's what I'm rating this
Yeah,
off.
the Google AI summary was wrong.
Okay.
Surprise,
Well,
surprise.
Never trust the AI
summary
summary.
The
sucks.
point
but it's
is-
quick.
Welcome to the 4-Up Save podcast. We get
Yep.
our information from Google AI Summary
And Wahapedia, the two most
Nah, man.
reliable sources.
and Wahapedia.
My AI could never come up with Twin Towers and Lesbian Mayor, okay? It just is not
Would
possible.
AIs come up with "I'm armaging it"?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
And they definitely make the list.
Have you guys ever had a TO or someone tell you like you can't, or like an opponent tell you that you shouldn't use Wahapedia as a rules reference?
No.
And it makes you feel like when teachers told you you can't use Wikipedia as a
No,
reference
never.
when you do your schoolwork. Like,
I have
No?
pulled up
I mean, I've
Wahapedia and
shown
shown
it
it to
up.
people's faces, and they look at it as if it's like Auspex Tactics type gospel.
yeah, I mean, that's the way you should. Like, it's a great.
We
service,
love the
but I've had
Russians
two people-
over
I've had
retaining
two people
Wahapedia.
tell me, why don't you use the 40K app? Like, I need to see it from the 40K app when I show them Wahapedia.
Well, they can look at my 40K app that says locked content because I didn't buy the codex.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that excuse because I have every codex unlocked for me without buying.
Yeah, would you rather
but
see it off Wahapedia or New
I'm just
Recruit
lazy.
Buddy? That's the two I've got.
I'm just lazy, man. I want to use Google, like my Google app instead of the 40K app. Simple as.
Like I
Yeah.
said earlier, I like the 40K app because it has pictures.
It has pictures, don't have to
Makes
read.
it
Did you
easier
imagine-
to
They're like, wait,
find
so
my units when I'm looking for a data sheet?
I wish I
Can
had
you
that for
imagine they're like,
heresy.
so-
All of the names in 30K are like, what does this mean? What is a praetor? What is a centurion? What is the difference between all these people? Can I have
See,
pictures?
you just need to-
non-named Space Marine
You just
character
need to, no,
in
you just
armor.
need to you just need to read up on your Roman history, and,
Yeah.
and then you need to read up on your Roman legal and political and militaristic structures, and then you'll understand that obviously a praetor would be at the head of the legion, and obviously a centurion is one level below.
Well,
that. Like,
unfortunately, I play Iron Hands, not Ultramarines. So, we don't deal with that shit.
They're all.
they're all Roman.
Yeah, I know.
You have
They're
praetors.
literally all.
There's
Centurions
also
and-
that 350-page rulebook that I could use instead. And be like I'm in school.
Nah, reading is boring.
Nah, just read
Yeah.
the 1,000
Yeah, in the
page,
middle-
like, Gaelic War.
Yeah, I was gonna say in
from
the
Julius
middle,
Caesar.
in the middle of a Warhammer fucking match, you're just gonna pull out the giant like leather bound book.
Yes.
And be like, of course, it is between pages 500 and 700 that is the information. I'm looking
I
for."
played against
It's the
Colin
podcast.
the other night. That's exactly what we did.
Just ask in the chat.
It's like, what does this
Seeking
do?
the wisdom of the
to the
ancients.
textbooks with this one. Like,
Yes, to the ancient texts.
can you make
But I would
pilot
like
Now
to-
that
moves
we're
before fighting?
exploring,
Yeah, but I
now
like
that
to
we're exploring
imagine.
a little bit of Horus Heresy. It'll be interesting to see what Knights do.
Oh fuck, man!
have a feeling
I don't want to
it'll be-
think about Knights in
I have a feeling it'll
30K.
be horrible.
Like, that's the thing. I think you have to take them as AdMac. I don't know if they have their own army.
It looked like they did in New Recruit.
They might.
Speaking of another wonderful service, wonderful third.
Love New Recruit.
So real quick, how do you guys feel about playing into Knights with the armies that you currently own? Like, some of you have, like, Devin, you got Chaos Knight experience
Mhm.
recently. Jared, you've had a couple of Chaos Knight games into me. And Jared, I think you have the most games into Imperial Knights, right?
With one.
One? Okay, never mind then. I guess it's me who
Yeah.
has the most experience
Of
playing.
yeah, you
playing
will
games.
always
You
have the
probably
most
have the most
experience in all
experience
categories.
in general.
This is fair. But so how do you feel about playing it?
I feel about as good as my T-Fexes feel. Because if they're feeling bad,
That's
then
fair
I'm
enough.
feeling bad. Because they biff and then I die.
Is there any difference for you between Imperial Knights and Chaos
No.
Knights? Like looking at now what is going to be in Imperial Knights and what you know is in Chaos Knights, like is there an actual difference between the two of
No,
them?
the only difference is whether they are taking armigers or big knights. Because if it's armigers, then I'm sad if my exocrines are sad, and if it's big knights, then I'm sad if my defexes are sad. Like, it's very easy. My defexes kill big knights, and my
Keep
exocrines
bugs
kill
happy.
little knights. And if they don't, then I lose.
Bugs happy. That's the way to do it.
For
I
me,
want-
it's mostly a question of whether or not I have anger on and how much exalted 8-bound my list happens to have at that moment in time. So it's really a coin flip. If I'm running too much 8-bound, it's a bad time. But if I've got exalted 8-bound, it's fine.
I have heard that I have heard of a Tyranids build specifically designed as an actual Knights counter, and this was developed like 3 months ago, back when Knights were still a lot more dominant in the meta. And I think you might be interested to hear about this, Devin. But it's a subterranean assault, right? So teleporting bigs, running 3 Screamer Killers and 3 Horospexes, and then 2 to 3 Neurolictors.
Oh, for the +1 to wound, you force battle shock, get +1 to wound, and church them in.
The plan is you have the Screamer Killers shoot the big knights with their plinky shots, force them to take battle shock tests, throw the Neurolictor nearby so your entire army has +1 to wound against that big, and then 6-inch charge them with Horospexes, which are 4 attacks that wound them on 2s, d6 plus whatever damage.
Their las
And
cannon tongue.
I don't know how many. Yeah, and then I don't know how many arm attacks that wound them on 4s.
Yeah, I think 14 on 3s. Like, 14 on 3s and 4s, AP 2 damage 2, maybe AP 1 damage 2.
Yep. That will take down knights. And it's a very specifically tech list, but that's probably what the bug faction has to do to like know that they're good into the night matchup. You got to tech really hard.
Super
to be
hard.
Like, okay, I'm actually good.
The only issue is getting 3 Screamer Killers, because they are perpetually out of stock, because everyone gets Horrors of the Hive for the Neurotyrant, and you can't buy them separately. I guess you could buy like 3 of the
Leviathan
new
launch
Christmas
boxes.
Battle Force boxes, then you get the 3 Horospexes
Hell
and
yeah.
the 3 Screamer Killers.
Now, Hugo, you are experimenting with Eldar, but you haven't actually played against knights, have you?
Not with the Eldar. I played against Chaos Knights technically twice. One time was like a year and a half ago against Devin, when it was like 1,000 points of Chaos
Yeah, I
Knights.
kicked your
versus
ass because
1,000
we were
points of
playing
Grey
1,000
Knights.
points and I was playing Knights.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, that's
horrible.
just the way it goes.
But the most recent one was against you, obviously, you know. It was Grey Knights versus Chaos Knights. I won.
Mm-hmm.
It was relatively... No, that one was actually kind of like a 10-point lead on my hand or something like that.
Yeah,
Just
it
how
was
the
a
game
fairly close game.
It was fairly close, but
the-
by the end of the game, it was like pretty... You had completely run out of steam, and I was able to score
Oh, for
the
sure.
extra
Yep,
points.
you tagged up some of the bigs with your 2-up save bodies, and
Mhm.
I
And
was unable to
eventually
shoot
just
into
chipped
combat.
them down.
And since that game, I have never taken knights that shoot with blast weapons. Because it just sucks so much when your almost 400 point unit can't shoot into combat to clear. Like, not having melee, fine. You know, a double gun knight is very good. There's the pros and cons. One of the cons is that you can't kill yourself out of melee, but you can shoot yourself out of melee. Not if you're 4d6 plus 12 strength 10 AP 1 damage 3 gun cannot shoot into combat and cannot shoot out of combat because everything else is hidden behind a wall or is a 2-up save and cover.
Have you
So,
ever
I have
considered...
not included that knight in my list since
Colin,
then.
have you ever considered
Yeah.
being a Vindicator or a Lehman Russ Demolisher?
And just doing
Yeah,
it anyways.
like-
In Chaos Knights? No. In
Yeah, just
Imperial Knights, where
morphing
you
into
now have
one.
like fallback and shoot in some of the detachments, I actually might still take that.
Yeah. But
Like the advance and charge and advance shoot charge, fallback shoot charge, that is a tool that I am I'm amazed that Knight codexes get access to that particular set of rules, and I question whether it's something that they should have access to, even as a Knights player myself.
Yeah, when I was reading Questora's Companions, I was like, really? There's an advance in charge and a fall back shoot and charge strat? What? And that's why I picked that detachment for my list. Like,
Yeah,
that's just so much
also
fun.
a meta chaser.
Yep,
Clearly.
100%. Unashamed.
Definitely didn't click on it for the ooh big melee button.
Nope. Who do you think I am? Me?
The proud owner of a
Alright.
Corn Lord of Skulls? Never.
Alright, is it almost time for that slam outro?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, wait. You
I
didn't
think
talk
so.
to me about this. Wait,
The
what?
amazing.
I wasn't here. I think
We've
I was
just
taking, I think I
canonized
just
it,
took the
Devin.
garbage. I was taking the garbage out. What's going on?
Devin, just scroll up until you find the 3 songs I posted.
Thuggin 38 will be our
No, sirree. I think we'll have Hugo give us a nice send-off, and we'll end it off here.
Okay, guys. This. Okay, cut that out.
Oh, sorry,
You know what?
You go cut that out.
The Minecraft.
I'll see you in the next one.
Hold on.
I'll see you guys.
All right, 4-up Safe Nation.
Now, Hugo, leave that in. Hugo, leave that in.
Leave that
I can't wait for that to be
Leave
done.
that in.
technical version of us. Leave that in. Leave that in.
Okay.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this silly, goofy, a little stupid banter.
And the yapping.
And yes, a lot of yapping, a lot of questionable ideas, and one really, really good Knights list idea. Not pointing to who, but I just personally think
Kill
one is
yourself.
towering over the others. See the little pun. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And play on. We can't say that. You go cut that out. You go cut that out.
Good.
That's copyrighted. We can't say that.